Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So a while ago, it was a while ago now, I asked on my Instagram stories if you wanted to ask me some weight loss questions, and I'll do my best to answer them in a YouTube video. So that is what I'm doing today. So sorry it's taken me a little while, but obviously I've got my hands full. If you've never watched my videos before, my name is Nikki. I go by the name Fopaholic on social media. My background in weight loss is I personally lost 3 stone in 3 months a long time ago, a hell of a long time ago, and kept it off pretty much since then. I worked for Slimming World for, 14 years as an area manager and also as a senior gold consultant. So I have got a lot of experience with weight loss. I've dealt with thousands and thousands and thousands of people during that time. The biggest success I had was a guy that lost 17 stone with me in a year. I've had women lose 9 stone, 7 stone, even half a stone can make a difference to how somebody feels. So these questions, I would imagine, are quite generic. So the people that have asked them, hopefully it will help them, but hopefully it will help you too. So I'll try and keep the answers as short as possible, but if you do watch my videos, you know I do like to talk quite a lot. But I don't want the video to be too long, so let's just get in. So I'm struggling to stay motivated. This is a little book that I've written all the questions down. Have you got any tips? Do you know what, with motivation, you kind of have to find it yourself. Nobody's going to be able to lose the weight loss for you. So it's trying to figure out why you want to do it. So what are your goals? What are actually going to drive you? There's no magic wand, you know, I wish there was, but there isn't. So you've got to figure out what it is that you want to lose weight for. Also, I personally found what kept my motivation high was attending a group. So if you go to a group, try and stay if you can. Also, writing things down can be quite motivational, so using some sort of journal. And for me, results, that's what motivates me. So whether that's weight loss, whether that's the gym, whether that's work, whatever, if I start to see results, I get really motivated because I know that something's working. And also sometimes what you've got to do is actually take the pressure off. So if you're feeling really unmotivated, you're not in a very good place, it might be because you're trying to be too perfect. So you might just need to take the pressure off a little bit. Number 2, evening snacking is ruining a good day. So this is a really common one. What can I do? Now, the first thing I think you need to have a little think about is what is leading up to that. So evening snacking is absolutely fine. It just depends what you're snacking on, and if it's taking you further away from your goals rather than closer to them, then it's something that you might need to address. So have a think about what leads up to the snacking. So for example, why do you think it is that you're feeling the need to do it? So for some people, they might have not have eaten enough throughout the day and then they're hungry, or they might have been too strict, so they'd feel deprived. They get to the end of the day and then they just eat loads of food. You know, I've done that. Or it might be that it's just a habit and it's just a routine thing that you're doing. It's not actually you even want it, it's just something that you do. You stick the telly on and you start snacking. So it's trying to figure that out first, because the answer then will be different for different people. So if it's that you're being too strict and then you're feeling like you need to blow it, that's something you need to address. So the sins are there to be used, or calories or points, whatever you're doing, they're there for a reason, so you don't feel like you're on a diet. As soon as you feel like you're on a diet, most people will rebel, and then that's where it goes out of the window. So what leads up to it? Are you being too strict? And once you've figured all that out, how will you protect yourself? So some people save all their sins or save extra calories for the evening. Some people meal prep, so they've got fruit and yogurt and things like that ready, and then they'll have like 1 chocolate bar. I don't know, it's going to be down to you to figure out why you think you're doing it, and then have a think about what you can put in place to protect yourself. So, suffering from personal issues and I need comfort food, but I don't want to sabotage myself. If you've got stuff going on in your life personally and it's making you feel really, really low, that is okay. You know, comfort eating is okay. You know, we've all done it. I've used food if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm mad. I've used food for loads of things. So First of all, it might not be the right time, and that's fine. So if weight loss isn't your priority at the moment, you've got too much going on, just take a little step back and just press pause. That's absolutely fine. You don't want to put in too much pressure on yourself and then you actually feel worse because you feel like you're comfort eating and then you're self-sabotaging. Life can get in the way sometimes, okay? So I would suggest maybe just having a little pause, or maybe even just, you know, booking yourself a holiday if you feel you need to, or as in not going on holiday from group if you're a member of a group, or going and just sitting in, and you can not speak if you don't want to, you know, whatever. But if you can get support, great. If you need a bit of time out, then that's fine too. How do I stay on track? So this was a question to me, how do I personally stay on track and how am I so focused? I'm not perfect. So since I've become a full-time mum, I definitely am not 100%. Like, no way. But yeah, I'm in smaller clothes. So that tells you something, doesn't it? It tells you that actually you don't need to be perfect. It's a lifestyle change for me. I changed my life nearly 20 years ago, and that's how I eat. I naturally will food optimize. So if I see something where I can, you know, either have jacket potato or chips, I'll have a jacket potato. If I can choose something that's got loads of veg in it, I'll do that. So I naturally eat healthy because I've done it for so long. So I'm not perfect, I'm not always focused, I'm not always motivated, but then at the same time, I don't want to go back to how I used to feel either. So results keep me motivated, they keep me focused. I want to feel nice in my clothes, I want to feel happy, I want to feel confident, and you know, you don't have to be perfect. So, is it possible to lose weight without exercise? Yes. So weight loss is a calorie deficit. So you either consume less calories or you can step up your exercise and burn more calories. But actually it's easier to lose weight by consuming less calories than it is burning more calories. So for example, I don't know, if you ate a pizza or whatever, that would take a hell of a long time to burn off. And it's fine to eat a pizza as long as it's within your daily calorie allowance. If you're going over, then that's when obviously that's going to turn into a weight gain. So it's just thinking about, you know, body magic is great, exercise is great for so many reasons, but it doesn't massively impact weight loss, but it will tone you up, it will make you feel better. I eat better when I exercise, so it is really, really important, but you can actually lead quite a sedentary lifestyle and still lose weight. So it isn't essential, but I personally think it's really, really important for mental health and physical health. How do I motivate myself to keep eating fruit and salad now it's cold? You don't have to. You don't have to eat it. If you don't like it, don't eat it. So this has got to be a lifestyle change. There's no point trying to eat things that you don't like. So if it's cold, you can have things like soups, you can have ratatouille, you can make, you know, cauliflower rice, courgette spaghetti, roast veg. You don't have to eat salad, and if you don't like fruit, don't eat it. You know, it's really not a problem. It's obviously the lower calorie foods, so if you want good weight loss, then fruit and veg will help with that, but if you don't like something, don't force yourself to eat it. So I can't just have one treat, I have to have loads and loads, and one never seems enough. Again, that's normally a behaviour of somebody that feels like they're being restricted and they're on a diet. So once you get out of that mentality and you trust yourself around certain foods, you won't feel the need to binge. So that trigger won't be as powerful, because actually you're telling yourself that you are able to have it. It's just that you're choosing not to eat loads of it. It's not that you can't have it. So does that make sense? Because a lot of us are rebels, including me. So if someone says that I can't do something, I'm going to want to do it. And if someone says I can't have something, I'm going to want to have it. But my attitude was, I am choosing to change my lifestyle, therefore I would rather not have those things. So it's very different. So you need to change the way you think, and that should help. And again, that's what sins are for. So if you want to have something, you can, and you just can't feel guilty about it, because that's when it will spiral and then you'll eat more of it. So I hope that makes sense. Tips on picking on food throughout the day and stress eating. Again, you've got your sins for that, you've got your free foods, you know, I think I've answered that really in the emotional question earlier. How did I get back on track after having a baby? I was still on track while I was pregnant, so it didn't really make a difference to me being pregnant or having the babies. It was hard in the newborn stage. You just eat stuff as you go, and even now I do the same. So it is tricky. The baby's the priority at the end of the day, so it took me quite a while before I got back in the swing of things, because I just didn't care. I was more bothered about, you know, looking after the boys, and I wasn't really going out. It didn't really bother me what I looked like. I was, you know, still in a lot of my maternity clothes for a long time. But then I kind of thought, right, that's enough is enough now. I'm going to try and sort myself out. You can do food diaries, you can do journaling, you can track it on your phone, just whatever helps. Get back to group, whatever you think will help. I've lost 3 stone and I've become complacent. That's probably because you feel good. You know, I could be called complacent because I'm not perfect, but actually I'm just happy, and it's a balance. So if you've got a lot more weight to lose to reach your personal goal, then complacency will be an issue. So it's how you can draw a line under that. But if you feel good, then complacency is not a problem. Emotional eating since the bereavement, I've actually talked about that earlier, didn't I, about comfort eating and stress eating. If you've had a bereavement, give yourself a break. Like, the emotions you're going to be going through, well, I can use my mum as an example. I'm sure she won't mind. Obviously, if you follow me, you'll know that my nan died recently. My nan was my mum's best friend. She was absolutely just the most incredible lady ever. And my mum's a bit all over the place at the moment. She's not on track with her eating, and it's like, well, that's understandable. Like, your head's a mess. Like, the last thing on your mind is going to be choosing the, you know, healthiest thing on the menu, or cooking. You don't really make yourself a priority. You're not going to care enough, and that's completely fine. Like, you need to give yourself time. Like I said earlier, life gets in the way sometimes, so don't worry about it. Just feel whatever you need to feel, and then when you're ready, then put the steps in place to get back on track. Go and join a new group. Go back to your old group, do something different if that's what you want to do. You know, it's got to be the right time. You need to be in the right headspace. So, and I'm sorry that you've obviously suffered a loss recently as well, so sending you my love. How do I personally control cravings with junk food? I don't really eat a lot of junk food, and I don't think food should be labelled as junk food, because that gives it a bad kind of like stigma, doesn't it? And then you're going to feel guilty when you eat it. So if you follow me, you'll know that I love Grenade protein bars. I absolutely am obsessed with them. And they could be considered junk food because they're like 200 and something calories, but so what? They're full of protein. I absolutely love them. I don't binge on them, you know, it's fine, I can eat them. Other stuff, like loads of cakes, biscuits, crisps, stuff like that, I haven't got it in the house, so I don't need to control myself around it. Now obviously the boys are eating a lot of food, then I do steal theirs, but it's not really a major issue. Like, it's not causing me to put on loads of weight at the moment, so I'm not too bothered about it, to be honest. But again, it's looking at your kind of like outlook on food is probably the issue. Best tips for a weaning mum trying to stay at target. Can you tell me? I don't know. I sometimes will obviously try and cook a sensible portion so there's not loads left over. The boys do eat like healthy, normal food, but sometimes they eat food that I personally wouldn't usually eat. Butter, toast, all that sort of thing, and I do eat it. People suggested to me all these like different things to do, and I just haven't done them. Like, I'm just going with the flow with it at the moment, and actually the less I stress about it and the less I worry about it, the easier I find it to not eat it. So like their full fat yogurt and stuff, I just eat it. I've just eaten it. But now, like this morning for example, they had toast, and I just didn't even think about it. I just didn't eat the leftovers because I'm not putting pressure on myself to not eat it. Does that make sense? It's almost like reverse psychology. Changing your mindset regarding snacking. My meals fill me up, but I can't stop picking. This is really common. Again, it could potentially be habit, and it's fine. It's fine to graze, it's fine to pick, but it's sorting out what you're picking and what you're grazing on. How not to spend a fortune when healthy eating. So this is a really good question. This frustrates me a little bit about this country and indeed the world really. A lot of healthy food can be really expensive, but I did lose my way as a student. So I had to be really savvy with my food choices that I bought. I had to be careful where I shopped. I had to think about what I ate, my recipes, etc. because I was on a really tight budget as a student. So I used to buy a lot of tinned stuff. So when I lost my weight, a lot of like the stag chili and things like that used to be free. I used to buy like the pasta and sauces, a lot of eggs. I used to make huge portions of bolognese. I used to eat a lot of pasta, so I did red and green days when I lost my weight, and I did a lot of green days, mainly red, but I did do green days too. Jacket potatoes, baked beans, you know, just cheap stuff that is still healthy. I used to go to a local market as well and buy stuff. Now you've got places like Aldi, which is so reasonable. See if I've got any other tips. Batch cooking, frozen stuff. I used to buy a lot of frozen fruit, frozen veg, because that tended to be cheaper and you had less waste. And then menu planners. So on the Slim and Well website, there used to be, I don't know if there still is, losing pounds and saving pounds, and it was under the features section. And there was also a student budget planner. And there was also one called something like what to munch during the credit crunch, and that was ages ago when there was the huge credit crunch and a lot of people were struggling financially, and they brought out all these ideas of like really easy cheap recipes. So I would imagine they're all still on the website, so you can go and check them out. Tips on how to stay on plan when eating out. Peer pressure, so crumbling under peer pressure. This isn't something that I really struggle with because everybody knows what I do, everybody knows I follow Slim and World. If I think right back to when I first joined, I kind of like framed it up with people. So I was like, right, this is really important to me, and if I'm going out tonight, I am going to be drinking spirits. I'm not going to have shots, and you know, if we go for a meal, I'm going to try and make some good choices and blah blah. So it wasn't a surprise to people. People weren't then like, oh, go on, just have it, oh, stop being boring, you know, that kind of like peer pressure that you get. It's like, actually they understood that it was important to me, so they just never made a big deal out of it. In group, when I was a consultant, I did used to have people say the same things to me, and it's kind of like figuring out how you feel comfortable to handle that. A lot of people don't even need to tell people that they're trying to lose weight, because actually a lot of the things that you're choosing, like for example, last night I had a chicken dansak from an Indian restaurant and boiled rice. No one would know that I'm trying to lose weight. It's just a lower sin choice, but they wouldn't know that. So it's framing it up. If they're your friends, if they're your family, then hopefully they're going to be supportive. If they're not, just stay true to who you are and what you want to achieve. I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't worry about it. So it's just being strong, or set it up before you go. I've lost 3 stone and find my weight loss is slowing down. I've only got 14 pounds to target. Is this plateau normal? The smaller you get, the less calories you're going to need. So sometimes people don't adjust accordingly. They're still eating the same sort of things and the same portions as what they used to eat when they were 3 stone heavier. So this is the only thing that I struggle with a little bit with Slim and World. I love Slim and World, you know, I'm passionate about Slim and World. Obviously I worked for them for so long, I love them. However, you know, the whole free thing and eat as much as you want and blah 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 blah, sometimes people take that a little bit too literally. So when you've got a lot of weight to lose, you will get away with it. When you're smaller, so like for example now, if I was trying to lose, I don't know, half a stone, I could not eat as much pasta as I wanted to and lose weight, because I can eat. Like I could eat a bath of pasta. So then I would be over the calories. I would not lose weight. So if you're struggling, have a little think like, actually, are you eating beyond being full? Are you eating things for the sake of it and you're not actually hungry? Or have you just stopped counting the sins properly? Have you stopped weighing and measuring certain bits and bobs? Are you getting enough speed food on your plate? You know, could you be a bit more active? Have a look at all those things. If you're truly food optimizing 100%, you should still be losing weight. So then it might be the case that you are overeating on free foods or other foods. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not your consultant. So without seeing your food diaries, your SAS logs, without maybe having a little, you know, chat to you in image therapy, I don't actually know. But that could be the scientific kind of like reason as to why. There isn't really any such thing as a plateau. How do you deal with getting back on track mentally after a weight gain? Oh, just move on. Like, move on. Like, weight gains can be a bit of a kick, can't they? Like a bit of a kick, either in a good way or a bad way. So again, it's going to depend on your mindset and how you view things and the type of person you are. So you might be like, right, you walk into Slimmer World, you get on the scales or Weight Watchers or wherever or at home, and you've put like 2 pounds on. Okay, so it's happened. There's nothing you can do about it. If you then go, oh well, that's it, or I'm stupid, or oh I've blown it, or whatever, and then go and eat loads more food, that's going to give you another weight gain the following week. How's that going to help you? It's not. It's not. So just think, right, okay, it's happened. There could be so many reasons as well, guys. It could be Star Week. It could be that actually you've just weighed yourself and you've eaten more than you did the week before. Like, there's so many variables. So try and look at it over a month and don't get too obsessed with what you weigh every single week or every day. Like, a lot of people weigh themselves daily. So just try and think, well, it's done. I'll learn from it. I'll draw a line under it and I'll just move on. You can't change what's happened, can you? You can only change what happens next. So with weight gains, like, yeah, okay, it might be a bit crap, but you're not going to really look any different. Like, to anyone else, they're not even going to know. It's just a number. Like, don't define your happiness based on a number. So move on. You've got your whole life ahead of you. 1 week or 1 weight gain doesn't need to ruin your day, trust me. So that's all the questions I'm going to be answering for now. So if I didn't get around to answering your question, I'm really, really sorry, but actually I may have covered it during this video anyway. So thanks so much for watching. I'd love to know if this helped you in any way. And if you can, click subscribe and a quick like, then I'll know that you do enjoy this sort of video, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.